Scuba diving is one of the most magical things you can experience on this earth. The neutral buoyancy of floating in a world that's observable on a degree of 360 is, to me, incredible. You have experiences that are untouchable by the mind. The moment you put on your regulator and you start breathing, and then you can look up at the column of water and see 100 feet above you, and then see animals all around you. You have sea lions and seals and sharks and sea turtles and fish. It is just one of the most incredible experiences. I think everybody should do it. Now, scuba diving is one of the most dangerous things you can do, and equipment is important. Today, we're looking at the OrcaTorch D710V, specifically the videography light. Little bit different video. This is all things random. I'm Chase, mostly watch reviews with some random stuff sprinkled in between. I like to bring you guys high quality videos with products that I would use in the wild. The OrcaTorch is one of those, specifically the D710V, the videography light, 2000 lumens, wonderful light. There are some pros and cons, but let's go ahead and get into the unboxing and review. Okay, the OrcaTorch D710V. This is slightly different from the 710 non-V because the V stands for videography or photography. Specifically, this light is designed to give you better lighting when filming or taking photographs. Now, the OrcaTorch D710V is high-grade aircraft aluminum, beautiful black finish, and it is quite grippy on the hand with this orange rubber at the end. The button has extremely positive feedback. Now, I say that because it is a little difficult to press down, which is what you'd want under the water. You don't want to just barely touch something and you cycle through all the lighting. And we'll talk about the 4 different modes in this flashlight in just a moment. Now, this does have a triple lock system, so there is 3 gaskets right here, which is great because that means that it's true 150 meters of water resistance. You don't have to worry about any water intrusion in your flashlight to destroy either one of the 2 batteries that they offer. Now, these are 3.6 volt, 5,000 milliamp batteries, and they are rechargeable via a USB-C. Now, these are nice because they last up to 6 hours underneath the water. It depends on the mode. This is a 2000 lumen flashlight. We'll talk about the modes again in just a minute. It does have a charging cable, and it does have a nice ball camera mount made of metal, which again is nice to go on top of your camera. Now, you can also use this for like a wrist mount. If you have a wrist mount and you want to toss this on, so then you can just use it as a general diving light, you can, but I wouldn't use this as a general diving light. And we'll talk about that right now. So let's go ahead and toss a battery in here. Again, 5,000 milliamp, triple lock system, 150 meters. Nice hard button to press. The first one is going to be a 2000 lumen beam. The second one is going to be a 600 lumen beam. The next one is going to be a red beam. And then you're going to get into the UV or ultraviolet beam. Now, this is only 2.5 lumens, so 2,000 lumens, 600 lumens, this is going to be 125 lumens, and this is going to be 2.5 lumens. Now, of course, the more power that you put in output from the flashlight, the more battery you're going to use. So at its highest of 2,000 lumen, you have an hour-and-a-half runtime, which is fine. That's an entire dive. And then, of course, with 2.5 lumen, you have over 6 hours. But this is strictly for night diving. We'll talk about that. Now, 2,000 lumens. Now, this beam is a 120 degree beam. Now, a 120 degree beam is quite a wide dispersion of beam. And the reason why you probably wouldn't want to use this as an actual dive light is simply because, well, it depends on the environment, I guess, in which you're diving. That's really the thing that you have to be aware of. If you're in clear water with no debris, no silt, then this is going to be just fine. It's going to give you a nice wide angle of spread, and you're going to be able to see all the way around you. However, if like here in Alaska, we like to dive in more silty water, things with more debris, more sand. When you turn this on, this is gonna blind you underneath the water. You're gonna see things right here in front of you, and you're not gonna be able to see anything in the distance, whereas a narrow beam will allow you to do that. Now the D710 had a 6-degree narrow beam, which is why it wasn't a good photography flashlight. Because this is a 120-degree wide angle beam, you actually don't have a hot center. It is even throughout the entire beam, which would make this a great photography flashlight, not a great dive light. Now, if you do want to do night diving, the red is great because it makes it so the wildlife underneath the water doesn't get scared by that immediate beam. However, one of the negative things about this light is you have to cycle through the red. Now, the ultraviolet, the reason why this is nice and 2.5 lumen is just fine, it's similar to a black light in a bowling alley or at a rave club or wherever, right? The ultraviolet allows colors like white or light like yellow to really shine throughout the darkness. So you can do something called fluorescent night diving, which is something I've never done, but I'm excited to try. Now, a lot of people don't do night diving, but if you do, I would recommend having 2 separate flashlights. I would have something like the OrcaTorch D710 and then the 710V. I would just go with both, right? The 710 that is non-photography, again, has that hot center, has that narrow beam, and that has a lumen of up to 3,000 lumens. So it's great for underwater. This is great for photography. So would I recommend it? Yeah, for photography, and mostly because it does have a wide beam divergence of 120 degrees. So you can photograph things quite nicely. You can light up an entire area without having that hot center that's gonna burn out your video or photos. Now, what do you guys think about this video? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Would you use this? How do you feel about scuba diving? I'm telling you, everybody should do it, and I'm happy that you chose to stop by. If you've made it this far and you do love watches, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It is free. There are more watch stuff coming out in the future. The next one will be a watch winder review. And then I have a Alto 8 dive watch that has an internal rotating bezel that is a good looking watch. I can't wait to do some macro photography on that. And I have a lot of videos coming out in the future. So make sure, again, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit the notification bell, because some people don't get notified when I drop videos. In no way am I a controversial channel. So make sure you hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one.